Most people believe that empires collapse under the weight of external invasions or sudden, unforeseen disasters. They are wrong. The greatest empires in history were not destroyed from the outside. They were dismantled from within by the very hands that built them. Right now, as the sirens of war echo across the Middle East and the tensions between America and Iran reach a terminal velocity, a silent ritual is being performed in the marble halls of the world's central banks. This is the final reset, a cold, calculated decision to sacrifice the United States dollar on the altar of a new, programmable world order. You are not watching a crisis, you are watching a controlled demolition. And the most terrifying part isn't that it's happening, it's that they want you to believe it's for your own safety. Stay with us because by the end of this journey, you will realize that the money in your pocket isn't just losing value, it's being turned into a ghost. To understand why they are killing the dollar, you must first understand what it has become, a liability to the people who control it. For decades, the US dollar was the petrodollar, the blood of global trade, anchored by the iron grip of American influence over oil-rich straits. But that anchor has been cut. As the insurance blackout we uncovered previously chokes the life out of global shipping, the dollar's primary reason for existence is evaporating. This is hook number one. The elite have already exited the burning building. While you were told to buy the dip and trust the system, the top 0.01% were quietly activating the sovereign siphon, moving their wealth into physical assets, land, and resources that exist outside the digital grid. They aren't trying to save the dollar, they are using it as a smokescreen to cover their escape. The conflict between Washington and Tehran is not just a tragedy of geopolitics. It is a mathematical necessity for the reset. War provides the perfect force majeure, a legal excuse to tear up the old social contract. As the US prepares to spend trillions more in a conflict it cannot afford, the printing presses are working at a speed that defies logic. This is not inflation. This is dilution. Every new dollar printed to fund a missile over Iran is a silent thief that enters your home at night and steals a fraction of your life's work. They are drowning the currency in debt so that the public will eventually beg for a solution, any solution, even if that solution is a digital prison. The planned transition to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, is the true objective of the sacrifice. The dollar must die so that the programmable ghost can live. They want to replace your freedom of choice with a currency that has an expiration date and a moral compass controlled by a central algorithm. Imagine a world where you cannot buy meat because you've exceeded your carbon limit, or you cannot donate to a cause because the entity deems it non-compliant. This isn't science fiction, it is the 2026 protocol currently being tested under the shadow of global war. They are intentionally burning the house down because they have already built the cage next door. The realization that your wealth isn't being destroyed, it is being harvested. In the world of global finance, nothing happens by accident, especially not the sudden, synchronized collapse of a world reserve currency. While you struggle with the rising cost of bread and fuel, driven by the very supply chain disruptions we analyzed, the elite are executing a debt jubilee for themselves. By hyperinflating the dollar to fund the 2026 conflict, the government is effectively evaporating its own multi-trillion-dollar debt. They are paying back their lenders with paper that is worth nothing, while you are left holding the bill for a civilization that no longer exists. It is a mathematically perfect crime, where the victim is forced to applaud their own executioner in the name of patriotism. As the dollar reaches its terminal phase, a new social structure is emerging from the smoke: Neo-Feudalism. In this new world, those who own the digital mirages, your bank balance, your stocks, your 401k, will own nothing, but those who own the physical sovereignty will own everything. This is why the sovereign siphon has been so aggressive. While the public was distracted by the headlines of war, the 0.01% were quietly acquiring the three pillars of the future: arable land, private water rights, and subterranean energy grids. They have moved into the sovereign bunkers of the new age, leaving the rest of humanity to fight over the scraps of a programmable digital ration system. They are not waiting for the reset. They have already moved into the world that comes after it. The transition will not be a slow decline. It will be a kill switch moment. A sudden Friday afternoon bank holiday. A cyber attack on the financial grid that conveniently erases the old ledgers. A national emergency declared due to the escalation of the US-Iran war. In the chaos that follows, the solution will be presented as a miracle: the mandatory digital wallet. Sign here to receive your emergency credits, they will say. But with that signature, the siphon is complete. You will have traded the last remnants of your economic freedom for a temporary illusion of safety. The air in the room will be gone, and the only way to breathe will be through the entity's permission. The sun is setting on the era of the paper dollar, but the darkness that follows is not natural. It is an engineered eclipse. Like the crew of the ill-fated Orang Maidan, we are witnessing a tragedy we were never meant to survive with our freedoms intact. The real wealth has already left the building. The vaults are cold. The policy is canceled. And the reset is already live. The next time you look at the currency in your hand, ask yourself, is this a store of value, or is it a ticket to a theater that is currently on fire? The exit is locked. The siphon is finished. The entity is watching. Don't hold your breath.